Well, today I want to talk about your future best self. Yes, I'm already there. I'm already looking back. And if you're still looking forward, I'd like to share a little bit of my story and my journey and some big mistakes I made, I made big mistakes, but I didn't have the tools. I never had anybody around me that loved me enough to guide me in the right direction. So if I can help one person to make sure that you have a clear understanding of, will he or she ever make you happy? Will they? What on earth am I talking about? Well, come on, let's go sit down and have a conversation about this. All right, guys. Well, like I say, will he make you happy? Will she make you happy? Well, I think I figured this one out when I was about 41. And I had already, at that point, almost completed my first divorce. And one of these days I'm going to talk about my upbringing. And it was very sad, very lonely, very abusive. And so sometimes these things become a cycle in life. And then you hear somebody talk and say something, and all of a sudden, you can hear something sometimes 1,000 times and it doesn't resonate, and then you hear it all of a sudden, it's like, going, oh gosh, why didn't I figure that out? Well, finally, this girl found out, and I'm really hoping if this helps just one person, it's going to be huge. Because this is all about, like I said, your future self. Looking back at your future self. So I'm there. So I have something that I'd like to share with you. And you might say, hey, this is my problem. I need to figure out how to do this. I'm not sure if I can tell you how to do it, but I'm really hoping I can make you aware and think about it. And what I would like you to think about, are you happy with you? Are you happy hanging out with you? Are you happy with yourself? You know, I figured it out. I had a lot of healing to do from a lot of stuff, a lot of baggage, a lot of stuff. And we'll get to that at some point. But then I learned that I needed to be all I could be for me. For me. Not for anybody else, for me first. It's got a little bit to do with self-love, right? Actually, it's got a lot to do with self-love. But you know what? You also need to figure out that you can really be happy with yourself. That you can be happy with yourself sitting in a room, reading a book or watching TV, or you can go out. And you know, when I figured it out, I had no problem going for dinner by myself. I was quite happy to do it. I learned so much about myself. And it was really interesting because I had 3 little children. Because I learned it so late in life, well, I mean, you know, when you just figure this out when you're 40, 41, 42, your kids have already gone through their very impressionable ages. So you just pray that you can make some corrections along the way. So this is why I think it's really important we have this conversation. And then never mind that, what about the rest of your life? And I have learned to like myself, I know how to make myself be happy. I can be happy with myself. I challenge myself to achievements. I challenge myself on goals. I take myself where I really want to go, a favorite place, and treat myself. I make myself happy. When you've got happy over here and you're looking for a relationship, and he's happy, or she, then you bring something together that you're not with each other. I'm not with you because I need you. I'm with you because I want to be. I'm here because you bring something to the table. And all you can hope for is that both parties feel that way. I see so many people, so many women, and I see men always, or some will always say, if I could just meet the right guy, I'd be happy. If I just could meet the right woman, I would be happy. If I could live in the right place, I would be happy. No, you won't. No, you won't. Some of those things I've had. They make me happy. was the guy I was with that made me happy. But you know why? Because I was happy already. It's like we joined and brought something to the table and made it big. It was like having the icing on the cake in a relationship. And you know, if we have a sad upbringing, or there's a lot of pieces missing in our life when we're young, we can miss that whole part about trying to understand if we're actually happy with us. So, you know, like, you know how I told you guys before in one of my other videos, like, you know, every new decade, but I do it on a pretty regular basis, but every decade I say, this is going to be the best decade of my life. Like, I'm 60, I'm 70, I'm going to be the best I've ever been. Well, you know what? I make sure I keep my happy in check as well. Be happy. Make sure that you are. Don't commit to anybody until you are happy within you. Now, I'm not a psychologist or any of that stuff. You know, it's just me, Lady, and I'm just sharing some of my feelings, and I've arrived in my future. I'm looking back. So now if you're coming this way, please make sure you love yourself and that you are happy. When you have two of those things, go and look for a life partner. Go and find somebody that's going to put the icing on the cake. Somebody that's going to bring the strawberries and the blueberries to sprinkle the cake and make it fabulous. Don't go thinking somebody is going to make you happy. It's just not going to happen. If it does, it'll be short term. I promise you it won't last. Don't lose yourself. Okay? Go talk in the mirror and say, let's go and get happy, girl. You and I, let's go and get happy. See you later.